Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Wadeki Auto Trading. It is your go-to place to everything automotive. Today we're going to delve into a topic that's crucial for everyone that's looking to buy a car, either if you want to buy a two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive. So we're going to look at what are some of the differences and how you're going to decide which one is right for you. So let us find out. First of all, let's break down what do we mean by two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive. So a two-wheel drive or a 2WD means that the power is just sent to the car's wheels, either the front wheels, which is a front wheel drive, or rear wheels, which is rear wheel drive. So most everyday cars like sedans and SUVs come with two-wheel drive. I know this is one everybody knows. This setup is generally lighter and more fuel efficient because there is less mechanical complexity in a two-wheel drive cars. So if you choose a two-wheel drive cars, there are some pros and cons, or in other words, some advantages and disadvantages of a two-wheel drive car. So let us look at the positive side. On the advantages, we get better fuel economy, lower costs in terms of maintenance, and also maintenance itself is not very frequent, unlike the four-wheel drive. So the major things that is very good about a two-wheel drive is that it gives you a better fuel economy, and I think everyone agrees with me that two-wheel drive cars are more fuel efficient than four-wheel drive cars. What are some of the disadvantages? Limited off-roading capabilities. Two-wheel drive cars and off-roading, you get to some rough roads, slippery roads, you'll have a hard time maneuvering around with a two-wheel drive car. Another thing is reduced traction in slippery conditions. If you get yourself in a place with some vegetation, maybe grass, it will be slippery. In mountainous areas with some slopes, when it rains and it's muddy, a two-wheel drive car is going to struggle. Okay, now let us look at some of the cars that come in as a two-wheel drive. So two-wheel drive, you get the sporty cars, which they usually prefer rear-wheel drive, and then we have the standard cars which prefer front-wheel drive. So let us look at some of the examples. So we have the likes of Toyota Premio, of which mostly it's a two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. We have the likes of Toyota Fielder, that's a front-wheel drive. You have Honda Fit, the likes of Toyota Vitz, and the likes of Mazda Demio. Some large SUVs also, not large crossover SUVs like Mazda CX-5, Toyota Harriers, Honda CR-V. Those kind of cars have two-wheel drive, and they are quite good, especially these being cars that are not meant for off-roading, so they'll handle the roads quite well. The only challenge will come if you decide to go off-roading or you go to places with some challenging terrains. That's where you'll get some problems. Now let's talk about four-wheel drive or a 4WD. In this setup, power is sent to all the four wheels. This is typically found in trucks and off-roading vehicles. Some other companies that manufacture two-wheel drive cars gives you option to choose between a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive is great for off-roading and driving in difficult conditions like snow, mud, and sand. Four-wheel drive will give you an advantage. The added traction and power distribution makes it a reliable choice for adventure seekers. Wale watu wa drive, watu wa kwenda road trips and all that, your go-to car number one is a four-wheel drive car. That's a common standard yenye mtu anajua. Of course, a four-wheel drive will do better, but you can always do with the two-wheel drive. But if you don't have any challenges, any hitches on the roads, if you want to go deeper into some uncharted territories, then the best cars we go for is always a four-wheel drive. So before we look at some of the cars that have four-wheel drive, let us look at the pros and cons of having a four-wheel drive car. The pros or the advantages is superior off-road capabilities. Yeah, with having all wheels on the ground, you can move through any terrain either it's muddy, it's snowy, slippery and all that, your four-wheel will give you a upper hand when handling such conditions. Better traction, of course, we've talked about that. And then increased towing capacity. If you're using your car to tow some trailers or something like that, or you'll be towing some heavy equipment, a four-wheel drive will handle that very, very well. What are some of the disadvantages? Higher costs. Some four-wheel cars are quite expensive. Let us look at the example of Toyota Hilux. Toyota Hilux single cab two-wheel drive is around 3.7 million shillings. If you choose to go for the four-wheel drive, you'll buy at around 4.3 million shillings. So there is some difference in pricing for a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive car. Reduce fuel efficiency or reduce fuel economy. Four-wheel drive cars zitakukunya mafuta. Hizo ni gari, the engine needs more power to rotate all the four wheels, or all the power is sent to all the four wheels, so the engine needs to work harder to give that power, which means more fuel consumption. More maintenance issues due to added complexity. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. A four-wheel drive cars, you have to maintain your four-wheel drive car. Otherwise, it might break down, but that's not a major thing. The major problem with four-wheel drive cars is fuel consumption. Otherwise, four-wheel cars are good. What are some of the examples of four-wheel cars that we know? We have, of course, Toyota Land Cruiser. We have the likes of Prado, LC300. We have LC200. We have FJ Cruiser, and a number of them. We have, by the Subarus are all-wheel drive. So most Subarus, they are four-wheel drive, like Subaru Outback, Subaru Forester, Subaru XV. All these cars, the Subaru lineup give you four-wheel drive cars, so you expect to have Subarus inside there. We have Jeep Wrangler. We have the likes of Nissan Patrol and all that. Hizo ni gari zinakuja with four-wheel drive as standard. I watched a video somewhere, some guys were reviewing Toyota Prado, and they said Toyota Prado gives you an option for two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and I was like, oh, Toyota Prados are always four-wheel drive. Okay, so if you're going to go off-roading and you want a nice car, then I think Toyota Land Cruiser Prado is an all-rounder. It has almost everything. You can go to the off-road and come back with your Prado in good shape. So how do you choose between a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive? According to me, it really boils down to your driving needs. If you mostly drive on well-paved roads and prioritize fuel efficiency and lower costs, then a two-wheel drive is your best bet. However, if you love off-roading or you live in areas with harsh weather conditions, maybe unaishi place yenye it's very rainy, you live in a hilly place, you live in a place yenye kuna grass maybe, then a four-wheel drive could be an option for you. If you live in a place that needs extra power, or if you need a car that is you need to haul heavy equipments, maybe unataka Hilux ya kufanya construction job ya kubeba sijui mawe nini simiti, then I think the four-wheel drive would do a great job for you. Yeah, so guys, that's it for today. I hope this breakdown helps you make an informed decision. And if you found the video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel Wadeki Auto Trading, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.